Laurel and Hardy.
Oh, really?
And but it's with John C. Riley and Steve Coogan.
Okay.
And but it takes place when they're older. It's like at the end of their careers, and they're trying to do one last heyday, and it's in post-war Europe, and they're doing like a really grueling tour. And I didn't know this whole like end of their careers time.
I just realized we're facing the wrong way again. We look like assholes.
That hate each other.
Let me move this. Is there a way just to flip it, I wonder? Usually I'm on the other side. Did you just turn?
Yeah.
You I swear to God.
Come on, that was funny.
So are we facing each other now?
You're kind of looking at me.
You know. How's that?
Yes. Kind of.
I'm just trying to tighten up my mic technique, to be honest with you, which is why I'm I'm out of my wheelhouse here. Here, let's do this.
Well, when you turn to me, you're going to be in frame. Well, now you're a little back. Now you're off frame now.
I'm trying to get my
There you go. Yeah.
the clutter behind me really in the way here, but all right, is that better?
That's good.
Are we good? This is great. I'm glad we did this.
Well done.
Son of a motherless goat. Okay, can we just do the show? I have stuff to do. I got to go back to work tonight.
She just called me Griggsy.
That's what you get, bro. Ready?
Ready. We start fires.
Test. Okay, we're good. Okay. Ready? Oh, that's where you're going to say something. You're stupid. Hello and welcome to episode 149 of The Usual Podcast, a podcast where we discuss Star Wars: The Old Republic, the Star Wars franchise, and geek and pop culture. I'm your host, Marshall, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Will. What's up, bro?
Two things.
How do you have two things already? We just started.
One, you don't call me your hetero life mate often enough anymore.
Well, I'm not going to.
And two, we're almost at episode 150.
Oh, I know. I realized it earlier today.
150 next week. Well, no, 3 weeks.
Yeah. I need you to be a little closer to the mic.
150 in 3 weeks.
That's better. Yeah, man. Here's the thing. We're saying 3 weeks, and this is very top of the show since you said it. Somebody has to do things.
Well,
I don't want to do 150 without you is the problem, because I was thinking about, I'll just have skiing fill in or something, but I'm like,
I have a wedding to go to next week,
Mhm.
so I am out of town.
And Thanksgiving's coming up. And
And Thanksgiving's
blah,
the
blah.
next week. Theoretically, I guess I could do next week, but no, Thursday's my travel day. I'll be
Right.
on the road.
I might, I won't do an episode 150. I might throw something together, though.
Do 1049A.
There we go. Something like that. Oh, that was driving me crazy. Okay, so yeah. That was a little early for disclaimers and stuff, I feel like.
Yeah, that was weird. All right, let's get going.
It was your fault. And we're just sitting here enjoying our usual frosty beverages. What are you drinking, my friend?
I am drinking a Kraken and cola.
Kraken and cola, bro. Good
Release
choice.
the Kraken.
Yeah. I am drinking Ninkasi Brewing Company's Triceratops Double IPA, which is one of my all-time favorite IPAs from that particular brewing company.
I believe
And
it's a Tricera hops.
what did I say?
Tops.
Triceratops Double IPA. I'm tired. Moving on. I love my beer, and I love this show. At 149, 150, we're almost there, dude.
I like beer. I still like beer. I used to like beer. I've always liked beer.
Don't you think that was a manly way to approach life?
Well, it worked for Kavanaugh.
So before we get started, if you have comments or questions, you can find us at theusualpodcast.com. Email us at theusualpodcast@gmail.com. And we're on Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm at Darth Pops on Twitter, and Will is at Admiral Griggs. We're on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, Plex, and all the things. So give us a positive rating, like us, share us, and, I don't know, tell somebody. Tell them we say things at the beginning of the show that don't fit, but we leave it in because Marshall is very lazy at editing lately.
No, I think it just shows, it showcases our friendship.
Yeah, let's go with that. And so don't forget to pick up your usual podcast gear at teespring.com/store/usualpodcast. I'll talk about Extra Life in a minute, but there's some Extra Life stuff on there as well. And that just passed last weekend, but it's not too late to donate. And we've got, cool graphics happening in our feed right now, which is cool.
Woohoo.
And we do have the timestamps in the show notes if you're not a SWTOR fan. If you're not watching live, thanks to everybody who is watching live, of course. And we'll keep an eye on the chat room, so contribute and say things. So we just came off trailer time. Let's talk about our drinking buddies, who are
John Skeen.
Mr. Skeen, who joined us last week, Zen, and, of course, Eddie. Big time, long time contributors to the show.
That they are.
Yeah, and you can become a drinking buddy as well. Join us on patreon.com/usualpodcast.
It's just $20 a month.
$20 a month?
People spend more than that on coffee.
But it's not $20 a month either. It's not. Oh, Drinking Buddy is.
Yeah.
Sorry. I just thought join us on Patreon's not $20.
No, you can be a patron for $1 a month.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we don't want to tell people it's $20 a month, but you can become a Drinking Buddy for $20.
A drinking buddy for $20 a month.
Word.
All
right. So let's get to Star Wars: The Old Republic, my friend. Ready?
Ready.
Did you play the game this week? We had Extra Life.
I know.
You blew it.
Dude, I blew it.
You blew it.
Okay, disclaimer. Is, I was sick like a week and a half ago, and seriously, that thing lasted over a week.
Just coughed into my mic just now.
I did. I'm sorry. I'm still getting over the repercussions of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had like 2 or 3 migraines this week too. I mean,
You're
I've literally spent almost the entire day on Saturday in bed. I felt so bad, but I didn't even get out of bed till almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon.
Well, you know what I did all day Saturday?
You played games.
I sat in this freaking chair from 8 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Well, I got up sometimes, but it was a hell of an awesome day. You can catch actually up on Twitch is the entire 12 hours that I streamed.
Wow.
Actually, it's like 11 hours and 49 minutes. I started like 10 minutes late.
Yeah, where's that 11 minutes? You didn't do a full 12 hours.
Quiet time. So then, but the guild had some amazing events. One of my favorite was the match play and match game. Excuse me. Kid Lee put up a highlight on his feed, which I have a link in the show notes. It is literally just the match game part of it, and to say there was some innuendo is an understatement. There was
it's match game
talk.
There
was innuendo, and I think I had some really nice innuendo remarks. So
I'm sure there's plenty of references to innuendo.
Indeed. So you can still donate, of course. There's a link in the show
all
notes.
year long.
Yeah, all year long, but it does cap out for this year, December 31st or whatever. So
yeah, and if I saw correctly on the Twitter feed, I think didn't we hit like?
We're well over $3,000 for the guild.
Yeah, $15,000 for the entire run of what we've been doing.
$15,000 over the last 5 years. I raised $301 for this run this year, which was great.
I raised $34.
Nice job. But every little bit counts, so it's not too late. And all the proceeds, of course, go to Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
Which hospital did you represent?
UCSF.
Very nice. That's where your sister used to work, right?
Yep. She was there doing her residency there for a bit.
I always have my money go to Seattle Children's Hospital because they help take care of my niece that is no longer with us.
Absolutely. So, all of that said, links in the show notes for all of that. Thanks to my guild. Thanks to, Elise and Mox and JT and everybody who put all that stuff together. It was a hell of a great time.
Just something really quick off mic. Did they finally announce what's going on with the guild?
No. Okay. We'll have to talk about it next time.
All right.
All right.
So good. So you had dude, seriously, what's going on?
You're a mess.
So overall, Extra Life was fun.
Extra Life was a blast.
What sort of stuff did you guys run?
There was some CZ198 stuff. There was a couple of achievement things. We did some dance parties. There was a a superhero fashion show.
Nice.
There was all kinds of fun stuff, man. And we
Let me
did
guess, Jess won.
the race was amazing. She was up there, but the race was really cool. That was on Corellia at the zoo.
Oh, they did it around the zoo?
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. So it was great. It was just a ton of fun, man. I drank most of the day and just had a great time.
How many people cut through the zoo?
Some people cheated, but it was fine. I call it rigged, but it's fine.
I'm guessing you're one of the people that cut through the zoo?
It's possible. So anyway, weekend game. Did you play the game? We talked about that already.
No, unfortunately, I did not. I did download the patch from last week, though.
Nice, good job.
Because
I feel like you updating people on your downloading of patches means nothing.
it does, truly. But I downloaded it in the expectation of doing Extra Life.
Yeah.
And then I just couldn't get to it.
Good stuff. I also played some Civ 6. I actually played a little Civ 6 during the lunch break because we got done with one of the events early. And I just switched over games and played for a little bit. So that was kind of fun.
That's cool. Actually, I did...
I'm also really looking forward to Fallout 76, which we just talked about, which comes out next week. Just talked about that at Trailer Time, live action trailer in the show notes. Amazing, cool.
Well, yeah, actually, you mentioned it last week that I'm trying to get a hold of a copy of Fallout New Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I'm going to try that game soon.
New Vegas is amazing. All right. What else? I think that's about it, man, for SWTOR. There's really not any SWTOR news this week.
No, I don't think we're going to have anything until the next update.
There is a I guess a patch or no, there's maintenance this coming week, but it's just a back-end patch. Hey, Magic. But we were just talking about Extra Life, man. It was amazing. Great stuff. So I just thought we'd talk about a couple things, gaming in general. How do you feel about that?
I'm okay with that.
Cool. Nintendo Switch is finally getting YouTube support, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
And my wife and I were actually just talking about, because we don't have a next-gen console, and I think if we were going to get one at this point, because of the family, because of the kids, I would probably go with the Switch. But we don't have a smart TV, and we use my PS3 for like YouTube and Hulu and all that stuff. So if I'm going to get a Switch, I'd like it to have all the things. Right. But I don't think it has all the things.
No.
But the fact that it's getting YouTube is kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, that's a start. There's a lot of drama over Diablo.
Yeah.
Have you been hearing about this?
No. Okay. Honestly, I think the last Diablo I played was like Diablo 2.
But Diablo 2 is important for this story. So BlizzCon happened not too long ago, and the dude got up there and he was like, there was a lot of hype coming up to it, I guess, talking about how there was going to be a new Diablo. Everybody's like, oh, it's going to be a new PC. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Then they come out and they announce it as a mobile game.
Oh.
And
coming as somebody that's a huge mobile game fan, that's a big letdown.
The fan base lost their poop over it. So it's called Diablo Immortal. Activision stocks fell. The Diablo 2 producer came out and said that Blizzard doesn't even understand gamers anymore.
Wow.
Here's the thing. You have to understand that gamers take what you say as what you're going to do. So if you come out and say there's going to be a new Diablo game, you can't say there's going to be a new Diablo game and then come out and say it's a mobile game. You have to say there's going to be a new Diablo mobile game. Or there's going to be a new Diablo game. Does that make sense?
It does. Okay, but this is I'm going to kind of tie us back into a couple weeks ago when we were talking about Gamergate.
Yeah.
And this is that's assuming what the overall assumption of what the average gamer is.
Right.
Okay. The overall assumption is the average gamer is 20s to 30s-year-old man who's single and plays games and buys everything on release date. But no. Actually, if you look at the statistics, there are more female gamers than male gamers going on right now, and most of that is on mobile.
Right.
Okay? So if you look at what the average gamer is now, they were marketing it correctly, but they just did it to the wrong audience.
Well, there's so much going on here. There's a there's a litany of tweets in this post I have in here. It's just hilarious. There's so many complaints. There's so much going on, but people are, of course, shockingly on both sides of this.
Of course.
People are like, oh, it looks fine. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Or this is not what they told us it was going to be. It's going to be what it's going to be. But in a world, and I'm literally teaching PR campaigns to my digital media class right now. And we're talking about PR fails right now.
Right.
And this is going to hurt Blizzard regardless of how they skew it. Because,
oh, absolutely.
Because, I mean, think about Blizzard is behind one of the biggest franchises in gaming history, World of Warcraft.
Yes.
And they have these amazing other franchises, as well. But you can't go to that fan base, this rabid fan base, and not be straightforward. You know, EA and BioWare has the same problem, you know, and you just have to you just have to be careful. And you're right, Nick, thanks for joining us. Blizzard lost a fan base. They did, because you can't say there's going to be a new Diablo game and not be very specific. You know what I mean? Because people are like, "Oh my God, there's a new Diablo." They're starting to prep. Literally, when you say that.
Exactly. Well, because you got to think, coming from that point of view, you are correct, because every Diablo game previously had been for PC, right?
Yes.
So by saying you're coming out with a new
far as I
Diablo
know.
game, the assumption would be you're not changing format.
But it also makes sense that they're going after a mobile market.
Oh, absolutely.
But you don't go into BlizzCon and before that
Exactly.
hype a new Diablo game and not say, by the way, it's gonna be a mobile game.
Right. Well,
don't get excited.
You know,
I mean, get excited, but know what you're getting.
Right. Like with LucasArts coming out and saying there's a new Star Wars game coming out.
Right.
You can assume it might be a mobile game. It might be a PC game. It might be
right.
because they have a history of having a different variety of format games.
Yeah. On a lighter note, if we're done with that,
We are.
what I really like about this last part since we're talking about the Nintendo Switch, I guess they've been bringing out old NES games to play on the platform.
Right.
And Nintendo Switch Online NES games for November. I can't even tell you how excited I am. They're going to include Donkey Kong, Super Mario 3, Ice Hockey. The best one, though, that's happening is Mighty Bomb Jack, Metroid, the original Metroid.
Where everyone lost their shit because she was a woman.
Right? And in December, could you imagine when that was a thing back in the day?
I know,
like,
right?
What? And we were like all appalled. But anyway, even more games are coming in December. Wario Woods, Ninja Gaiden, which is amazing as well. And then there's some other ones. I'm sorry.
Every time somebody mentions Ninja Gaiden, it reminds me of The Wizard, because the playing game to get to Super Mario 3 was Ninja Gaiden, and it was awesome because the guy said Ninja Gaiden, and then the girl, and it says he knows Ninja Gaiden.
That's good stuff, dude.
Okay, last week I talked about
You're tangenting.
Well, yeah, but it's about gaming. But last week I talked about the website I found called Classic Rewind or Classic Reload.
Right.
And it had a whole bunch of games, and that's where I was playing Civ 2 in browser and whatnot. Well, they had a whole bunch of ColecoVision games. And ColecoVision, first of all, had the most jacked up controller.
Yeah, that was very...
It was like a brick, and it had a number pad on it with a key and 2 buttons, and it was just weird. But the coolest game on there was the Smurf game. I loved playing the Smurf game on that.
You just put coolest game and Smurf game in the same... Okay.
You have to play it, but
Continue.
unfortunately it's not in that Classic Reload. I'm a little bummed.
You can be okay.
Although I didn't put this in the show notes, but I did see something on comicbook.com today where the creator behind the Sega Genesis said it was actually designed to take down NES. Didn't
of
work,
course it was.
But
yeah. Well,
but it was the first time I think Sega had actually come out and said that was the whole point.
Well, that was the point. And there was so much console competition back then. You know, I had a friend who had the Genesis, so we go to his house. I had the NES, and then a couple of us got the Super NES when it happened, and then the Dreamcast came, and I mean, it was back and forth.
The person who bought the Dreamcast, you just disowned them from the fan group.
Well, of course. And then the PlayStation came out, and that was a huge, huge deal.
You know, the last game, and I've said this before, is the last gaming system I bought was the Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Because I went and I actually
Good
bought it.
decision, by the way.
I bought it in 1999. It was late too, because
you got it when it was already dead.
True, but the whole reason I did it is because I took over my store in LA when I was managing the music store,
Right.
and they had a Dreamcast on sale for like $20. I'm like, I'm not, and I got
Well, you're being an idiot not to buy it.
and I got the employee discount on top of that. And the only game it came was Virtua Fighter.
Oh, Virtua Fighter was sick. That was amazing.
So that was pretty funny. We didn't have any other games for it either.
Oh, Lord.
So that was pretty funny.
All right, you're dragging out the section. Are we done?
You're the one who put this whole section in.
I know.
I could talk about how at the fraternity house we played nothing but Tony Hawk Pro Skater on PS2.
All I played back in the day was 007 GoldenEye. That's all.
GoldenEye. Yes, we
GoldenEye.
played GoldenEye too.
Can we just move on?
Moving on.
We lost our entire audience during that time.
It's your fault for bringing games in.
All right,
Wow.
Star Wars, dude. We had some big Star Wars news this week.
Yeah, and weird Star Wars stuff.
And this first one is the weird one. Jar Jar Binks is coming back, and it's going to be in a comic. It's called Age of the Republic Special. How do you feel about that?
Cool. Well, I'm sure it's a one shot.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a special, but we've already gotten little hints on Jar Jar from he was in the Chuck Wendig series.
Right, exactly. And the graphic in this is actually kind of cool. It's got Mace Windu. Off to his right is or his left is Jar Jar, Fett, and then the front is
Asajj Ventress.
Ventress, yeah, there it is. Anyway, so I mean, we'll see how it goes. It says it's Republic Special #1, complete multiple short adventures, including one focused on Jar Jar Binks.
So it's going to be like an annual size with a whole bunch of shorts in it.
I think that's kind of cool.
That is very cool. I'll definitely pick that up.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so some other big news. What do we got? Ron Howard.
So Ron Howard came out this week and said he would be open to coming back and doing another Star Wars film.
I think he should. It'd be nice to see him do one from start to finish.
True.
Instead of coming in to finish someone else.
Exactly. But you know what? For all the crap that they give Solo for being a failure,
well, it's just not a failure. It
was an entertaining film.
It was a good film. It was a lot of fun. And despite the controversy, it worked, I feel like. But I feel like if all we're hanging our hat on these days is, did it make $1 zillion? Well, yeah, it's a failure if you compare it to every other Star Wars movie. But that doesn't mean it didn't make money. And it doesn't mean that Star Wars fans don't like it.
No, exactly. You know what the funny thing is we talk about like how every Marvel movie is a success, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's because not every Marvel movie can be Infinity War.
Right.
Which means not every Star Wars movie can be Force Awakens.
And the amount of crap I hear from people saying like, they hated Doctor Strange or Ant-Man sucks or whatever.
That's the thing is
they still made $1 zillion.
Well, that's the thing is Solo made about the same as the Ant-Man movies.
And they're not going to stop making the Ant-Man movies.
No.
So here we are. By the way, we watched Ant-Man and the Wasp the other day.
Wasn't it great?
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
I love the scene where she threw the salt shaker at the door.
Yeah, that was cool.
And the guy just ran into it.
Yeah, that was good.
And the part where they went underneath the car and then she made the car big.
I liked when he was driving the car and did it.
Yes.
That was cool. Anyway. Wow, that was a weird quick tangent. All right, so let's, what do we got next? Episode 9 news. 99999.
Yeah, you put these in.
I did. Adam Driver is kind of saying stuff, but he doesn't say anything. And it's one of these non-stories. And the only thing he says is, and I quote, he says, it's hard. So he was asked, during a recent interview, the actor refrained from giving any pertinent details about what fans can expect from the conclusion of the Star Wars saga, other than claiming his character has a definite trajectory, which, of course they have a trajectory. And he says, it's hard to say because we're working towards something in particular with that character. Driver shared with Vulture when asked about what excites him about playing Kylo Ren. I don't want to give anything away. Now, he doesn't say anything else besides that. But
the only thing working towards and having a trajectory can be one of two things: redemption or downfall.
I agree.
There's no middle ground with a character like that.
I agree. But remember, and the article talks about it in here, JJ is back.
Right.
And it was kind of JJ's character to start with.
Yes.
And I've said this before, I don't want to see a redemption story again.
No, because it's just Vader over again.
But I also don't want to see
the downfall
again. So is there a medium ground that we can explore in the Star Wars universe? What does that look like? And from a storytelling perspective, I feel like there should be a medium ground somewhere in there, but I don't know what that looks like.
I think the only way you can do a medium ground is that he gets banished.
Okay.
Whereas and that would actually be a good mirror to Luke, who voluntarily ostracized himself. Do
you think Luke's deal on the island is a medium ground?
It could be. What if he's banished there? I mean, he's not.
Well,
what
and Nick brings up the point of the Grey Jedi, which we talk about all the time in SWTOR language, but
he's not even a Grey Jedi.
That's not even. No, Luke's not a Grey Jedi.
No. I don't think Ren can. I mean, you can't have him follow the whole Revan thing either. So,
right.
I honestly think it's gonna be because it's either gonna be he dies a martyr or he dies a hero, or he doesn't die. Okay.
I don't think they kill him.
Well, that's the thing is if they don't kill him as a martyr and they don't kill him as a hero, that's the downfall and redemption angles. If he just doesn't get killed,
Right.
then he's stuck in a purgatory.
Yeah, but what is that? I'm because of the way these movies have gone, I just feel like we don't know what this looks like in the Star Wars universe quite yet.
What if
outside the EU, and I'm not going to even talk about the EU, but
I know. Well, I know they've in the EU, and I'm going to bring in the EU here.
right.
Sorry, or Legends. There, I can't remember the name of the planet, but there is a planet that is force negative. It's like it's force void.
I know what you're talking about. That's the one with the Yuzhan Vong thing, right? With the
Yeah,
EU?
kind of. Yeah. So, what if they discover a planet there and they get banished?
No, not the Yuzhan Vong. It has to do with Thrawn and the guys that get the little animals that negates the force. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I don't remember. What if they find a planet that negates force, and he gets banished there?
Yeah, that's true.
There's no way for
But
him.
who's banishing him? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like I think they are going to kill him, but I'd like them not to because I would actually like to see them have some openness beyond that. Even though, does that inadvertently continue like the Star Wars saga though, or the Skywalker saga if he's still alive?
Okay,
Because they said they were done with that.
Okay, what if they did this? Okay, if he were to die in battle, he would die a martyr. If he were to be
Right.
if he were killed in punishment, that would be downfall, right? I mean, that would be. But what if he were to be like? It gets to the end of the battle, he's still alive. They give him the option to redeem himself, and he refuses, and then they kill him. That's not one or the other.
I don't know, man. We just have to see how this goes. Trajectory is so vague. But what did Nick say? No. Yeah. We're not. Martyr is obviously not the right word.
Well, not a martyr to he'd be a martyr to his cause.
Oh, sure.
And that's the whole viewpoint of a martyr.
Right. So I don't know, man. I love me some Kylo Ren. Don't get me wrong. I want to see the character.
See, I've never been a big fan.
Well, then you don't be part of this conversation.
I've always thought he was a little bit of an emo boy.
But that's why I love him.
I know it is.
Because then he got shirtless and he got all angsty. This is great. Come on.
Dude, he went shirtless and he had that big, huge cummerbund belt thing going on.
That's like he put on half a tux.
I know, right? But he had the parachute pants going on. It was like Hammer Tux.
Oh, I love it, Hammer Tux. All right. Oh, that's a good name for the show. Hammer Tux. All right. So there's a little bit. John Boyega actually put on social media. He said he might wield a lightsaber in episode 9, but
shocker, he did in 7.
But he did in 7 as well. And the only reason I think he didn't in 8 is because he was unconscious most of the time.
Exactly.
But do you think he is trying to inadvertently allude to that he might have force powers? Or is he just saying, I'm going to do what I did in 7? See why I put this in here?
You're weird.
No, but what I'm saying is...
No, I agree. I honestly think if they don't bring in his latent force ability, it's a loss. I mean...
Well, I mean, there was so much speculation before episode 7 even dropped that he was force sensitive.
Right.
And the fact that he had a lightsaber was great.
Right.
But he was military. Made sense he could wield it.
Yes.
He also didn't wield it like a Jedi. He never showed any force sensitivity whatsoever.
No, but sorry, I misspoke. Poe Dameron, they need to bring in his force sensitivity.
Well,
because he grew up under that force tree thing.
Well, not only that, the piloting is insane. But I don't know. Is Boyega? Is Finn gonna be force sensitive also?
I think if you do,
I think that's too much.
Yeah, because then it's like, well, who isn't?
True, Broom Boy has some powers.
I know,
too.
right?
So here we are. You're right, Nick. We're not ignoring you. We got you. And also, I'm burping too much. Okay, move on. I'm hiccuping now.
So what's going on with Clone Wars?
Oh, the Clone Wars. There was a story that popped up that talked about the cancellation. Originally was because it was getting too graphic.
Okay, when I was going through the show notes here and I saw that, I was like, dude, did they already cancel it? It hasn't even come back yet.
No, it's the original cancellation, which I think is interesting though because I actually never finished the series because I wanted to watch with my kids, but they were very young at the time, and it does get dark really quick.
Yes.
I do like the Clone Wars for that reason, though. But if it's a Disney show, kids show, animated, kind of makes sense. I don't buy it all the way, but it is what it is. But that said, there is an update on the Clone Wars, the next one, which I got to bring up. Sorry, because I forgot.
About season 7.
Yeah, Ashley Eckstein, who does the voice of Ahsoka Tano, of course.
Yes.
She says, I can promise, obviously, Dave Filoni is part of it.
Right.
And he's done his best to bring back a lot of key people that were part of the show. Pretty much all the cast members and then some. Some of the main crew members. Okay. The stories are incredible. The people are incredible. And anything that Dave Filoni touches is going to be amazing. So, yeah. Here we go.
Very cool.
I'm excited. Mostly, I love Filoni.
I need to catch up on the first 6 seasons.
No, and I never watched him either. I watched the first 2, I think, and then I was like, oh, I want to watch these with my kids, but they were just too young,
Right.
You know. And then I never went back because we started watching Rebels and blah blah blah.
Yep.
Blah. So let's move forward here. The Mandalorian.
Yeah, it's actually just a tangential thing, but Lucasfilm, well, not Lucasfilm, ILM announced that they're actually creating a television division. I'm guessing to start working on all these series that they're going to be doing for the
I got a big one in a
channel.
minute. Big one.
But the first series that it's called ILM TV is working on is The Mandalorian. And actually, this is something I forgot to bring up when we were talking about Ron Howard. Is they're starting to release director names of who's directing episodes, right?
Right.
We already know Favreau's the main producer. I think he's directing one. I think Filoni's directing one. But they've just announced that Bryce Dallas Howard, Ron Howard's daughter, is directing one.
Oh, that's great.
And most people know her because she's been in the Jurassic World movies.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. The big news today that literally dropped today is that the other live action series that got announced literally today is going to be this afternoon is Cassian Andor from Rogue One is going to have his own series. Cool. How do you feel about this? And it's going to obviously take place before, as we're building this building and everything pre-Rogue One.
Right. The cool thing is there's stuff that they can bring in because obviously he was working with Leia.
Right.
For
a while.
Right. So you can have Leia off camera, just, mentioned. You can obviously bring in C-3PO and R2-D2.
Or K2, KS, the other droid.
K2SO.
K2SO.
Yeah. You can bring him in. But the cool thing is you can bring in the criminal side of Jyn Erso.
Oh.
Okay.
That might be fun.
Because he's doing that, but you could just see they could bring Felicity
Jones back.
Jones in for just cameos.
Yeah, absolutely.
Whatever. Plus, we can also have Forrest Whitaker's character back.
Yeah. There's a lot they can do there. I just, yeah, I'm with you. Nick brings up a good point. And this popped up actually while we were at dinner. There was some Nerdist put up about kind of beating the past, too much past stuff.
Right, I gotcha.
So I would like to have them focus, and I'm with Brightside in the chat. I'm with him in the fact that let's focus on the characters we want to know more about from Rogue One.
Right.
If you want to focus on that time, let's see what Blind Dude and Homeboy are doing. If we need
the
to,
cool thing is because
it's
going to be a series,
right?
You can make it very serial,
Mm-hmm.
so it doesn't all have to be like. I mean, you can have a major arc for Cassian Andor, but you can have an episode that focuses mostly on the Wills and stuff like that.
Right. And I think they could do a lot of things here. And also, personally, I love that side of the Star Wars universe, the underground, the gangsters, the spies. I love that part.
Well, it'll also be able to cross over with Mandalorian if they want.
Exactly. So there's a lot they could do here. I think it's a good move, and it's gonna be great for hardcore Star Wars fans. And I mean, that's 2 live action series announced,
right?
For what is called Disney Plus, which is gonna be great.
Disney Play.
Play. I saw Plus earlier.
I think it's Play.
I think it's Plus. I have an article later.
All right.
Let's keep disagreeing. This is fun.
All right, so that's it for Star Wars.
All right, buddy. Let's move on to the usual roundup, my friend. And crazily, it says Disney Plus right there.
Well, did you put that in?
I put it in. Open the article, bro. It says Disney Plus right there. Boom. Live action series for Disney Plus. This is from the Nerdist, bro. They know what they're talking about.
I think the Nerdist is full of crap.
Okay, all right. So let's talk about the article before we get worked up about it. Tom Hiddleston is going to return as Loki in the new series for Disney Plus, per play,
right,
whatever it's called.
That's it, Nick. We've had enough out of you.
Nick agrees with me. So I win? Do I get a prize?
Whatever.
I get a prize. Thanks, buddy. All right, so Tom Hiddleston, let's not skirt around this.
Right.
Hiddleston's amazing.
He is.
And he's coming back, and we talked about this last week. Had to do with Scarlet Witch as well, right? So new series for Disney Plus, Play Plus. So let me find the thing. So it says it appears that several MCU characters are heading to a new platform next year, and at the top of the list are Tom Hiddleston as Loki and Elizabeth Olsen as Scarlet Witch, which we talked about last week, right? And people aren't sure if it's going to be 6, 8, whatever. But we talked about this last week a little bit.
We did.
But Hiddleston just came out today.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, no. Well, last week I said that they were having a Loki one.
Yeah, I love Loki.
Loki's awesome.
But he's confirmed now.
Yes.
No contracts yet.
No, of course not.
But confirmed.
Right.
Netflix. New animated shows. I don't know how many shows Netflix needs.
All of them.
But nobody can watch this much TV.
Well, that's the thing. It's not one person.
I know, man. But if I think something is cool, I can't. Okay, so the Powerpuff Girls creator, Craig McCracken, is doing a show called Kid Cosmic, which is animated, sounds cool. We also have something called Trash Truck, and that's an animated series from Max Keen. I don't even know anything about that. They've done a bunch of other stuff as well. The Willoughbys, which is going to be a CG animated feature film currently in production with Braun Animation in Vancouver. Go Corey Carson. I mean, these are preschool series from. Oh, that's pretty cool. It's an animated preschool series from Koku Studios in Berkeley. Maya and the Three. It's going to be an animated limited series created, written, and directed by George Gutierrez from The Book of Life and El Tigre. And then My Father Dragon is a 2D animated family feature film from director Nora Twomey.
Cool.
Can I just tell you, the more animated stuff's on there, the less time I can watch things. Because my kids are going to want to watch all the things, and 4 out of the 6 things I just rattled off, I'm sure they're going to want to watch.
Well, what did I tell you at dinner tonight that they're coming out with a anime of?
Oh, all right. They're gonna have,
so there's a cartoon for you, too.
Oh. But what was it again?
Altered Carbon.
Oh, yeah. So Altered Carbon, which is an amazing series on Netflix, is going to have an anime?
Yes.
An anime animated series. That's insane. That show's phenomenal, by the way.
I heard.
Watch the damn show. If you don't watch the show, you have 2 weeks. Just watch the show.
I've got other stuff.
No, you don't. Okay.
I hate you so much.
I just wanted to see your face. Okay, release dates.
Nick, you're now my best friend.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it's too far.
I was like, you might want to just not shoot that high, but it's fine. So release dates. Paddington 3 is in the works. That's
Shocker.
happening.
The first 2 movies made a ton of money.
And I didn't see either one, but I mean, it seems like that's one of those franchises that finds a market and it's just going to keep going.
Yeah, well, they're supposed to be really good, really well done.
No, I mean, even Garmin talks about it all the time.
Yeah.
How much he loves going to see it with his kids. And yeah, Altered Carbon's amazing, Nick. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Did that get delayed?
It's been delayed a couple times.
Yeah.
But it's finally coming out next week. And people are saying it's on schedule for a huge release.
Okay, good. All right, good.
I think they're saying 88 million for first week.
Eek. That's a lot.
Well, it's the first week is going to include Thanksgiving.
Right. I know the kids will want to see it.
Because it comes out the Friday before Thanksgiving.
That's true. Good point. Good timing. Bohemian Rhapsody, no surprise, opened to 50 million.
Okay, Michaela won't get off my ass to go see this movie.
I want to see it too. Kate wants to see it.
She says it's wonderful.
She hasn't, and my wife doesn't like chomp at the bit a lot to go see a movie.
Right.
And she was like asking me if maybe we should go with my parents and see it when the kids are at a birthday party on Saturday. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we should see the movie.
Yeah, I definitely want to go see it.
Bill and Ted 3 has a filming update. How
Yeah,
excited are you about this movie?
I am. I love the first two.
Me too. I love them.
And the cartoon.
So
And
they're
the comic books.
okay. So they're in pre-prep now, and they're gonna set to shoot in early 2019. So right now everything seems like it's a go. Okay.
Awesome.
So that's exciting. I'm excited about that movie. I cannot wait. Black Mirror creator denies rumors that new season will include sequel stories. Now, I read this story earlier because I was like, oh, are they going to do sequels?
Like a sequel to USS McAllister?
Well, and that's the thing. Like, it's an anthology series, and they don't usually do
Right, because they're
sequels.
standalone stories.
Right. I guess there was talk, and I have a link in the show notes. There was talk about there being some sequelization to a couple of them, maybe.
Right.
But there's not, as from what I understood from this, there's not going to be any.
I think it would just draw too much away from the original.
But it says, so comments seem pretty clear that there's no concrete plans for sequel episodes. But that didn't stop some from interpreting that when rumors of sequels to San Junipero or White Bear hit Twitter.
Okay, I can see a sequel to White Bear happening.
Yeah, but I mean, there's that one. But San Junipero would actually make a pretty damn good like series almost. You know what I mean?
Which one is that one?
That's the one with the two women that find out they're in the after, like a virtual.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, that one won awards.
White Bear was good because that was the one where they wake up and they're in a game show or something where they're being tracked by the.
Okay, I didn't see White Bear. So you watch San Junipero. I'll watch White
Well, I
Bear.
just need to watch all of season 3.
San Junipero's in 2.
Then how did I miss that one?
No,
I think it's in 3.
season 3 is the one that's out now.
Yeah, that has McAllister in it.
Okay, so season 2 is San Junipero.
Okay, then
It's like episode 2 or 3.
I don't know how I missed it then, but
Yeah.
the only one recently I've seen is the USS McAllister.
Yeah,
Because one
that one's amazing.
You wouldn't get off me to see it. Plus,
Well, did you watch it?
I did.
Was it amazing?
Christy Milioti is great in it.
Was it amazing?
It was amazing.
He was good, dude.
Oh, he was great.
He was like,
I love it because he plays the weird cop
Yes.
from Game Night.
yes, and he was. So we watched Game Night not too long ago,
Right.
and I'm like, where do I know this guy? Why does he look familiar? And then I looked him up, and I was like, oh my god, USS Callister.
It's the douchebag.
He is phenomenal, dude.
Oh, he's great.
Good. He's an amazing actor, but that particular episode was so well written.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so well done. It was just it
Well,
was good.
it was up for a whole bunch of Emmys.
Yeah. But San Junipero won some stuff.
Cool.
So watch that one. Okay, we got to move on because I got to get out of here. So Riverdale, cast Kelly Ripa
Yes.
as Hiram Lodge's mistress.
Okay, do you want to know why this is phenomenal?
Why?
Okay, well, you know who Kelly Ripa is, right? She's from Live with Regis and Kelly, and then
Yeah.
Michael and Kelly. Her husband in real life is Mark Consuelos, who plays Hiram Lodge.
I
So
love that show.
The real life wife is playing the mistress.
I love it. And he's good.
He is, actually, I was never a huge fan of his, but then I watched him. There was
But the role is perfect for him.
right. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. Amazon did their first run of pilots.
Mm.
Right, what they had what was called pilot season, where they made 6 shows, and then audiences picked on which 2 they wanted to get picked up into full series.
Right.
And the ones that the big ones from the first time they did it was the show that did not get picked up was the show version of Zombieland.
Oh, interesting.
The pilot was not good, and so that's why it didn't get picked up. But there was a comedy called Alpha House,
Okay.
which was about 4 Republican congressmen that share a house in D.C.
Okay.
and he's the up and coming
Oh, that's
Marco
cool.
Rubio type from Florida,
All right.
and he was really funny in it.
Nice. All right, dude. What do you got? Feige?
I
Is
didn't
this
put
me or
this in
you?
there. That's you.
Kevin Feige on the importance of Thanos to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm gonna skip that one because I don't care right now. How do you feel about that?
I'm good with that.
And Venom. What do you got about Venom? Is that me or you?
That's you, but I can talk about this.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Venom just passed $200 million domestically. Yeah. It's just short of 400. Just short of
way bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah, it's just short of. I think just short of 600 million total, and it's going to finish just over 7 because it still has a couple of major markets
before it's gone. Yeah.
But what this makes it much less likely to happen is for Marvel to get Spider-Man back full time, because they want to be able to put Spider-Man in this universe.
Well, and it makes a ton of sense. If they're making Venom movies, if they're going to go down the Venom-verse
the next Venom movie is going to have Carnage in it.
Right. And the Carnage thing's going to be amazing.
Have you seen Venom yet?
I haven't seen Venom.
It was very enjoyable.
Yeah.
And the post-credit scene is fantastic.
Yeah. I didn't see it. I heard the post-credit is legit. I just haven't been able to get to movies, honestly. But I do want to see Venom. And I think if the success of this, like they said, is an indicator, they're not going to be like, oh, yeah, by the way, we don't want Spider-Man back. Yeah, they're going to want Spider-Man back.
Yeah, well, and then the thing is that this was so much cheaper to make, too. I mean, I think it's already at 15 times its budget.
That's insane. That's crazy. One more quick thing, even though this show will probably come out afterwards. Open registration is Saturday for San Diego Comic-Con, which we'll be trying for like we do, but we'll be applying for press in the next few months anyway. San Diego Comic-Con is an amazing thing. Even if you don't have tickets, please come down and hang out with us. We put on an event down there. It'll be Pucked 4 this year. Oh, my God, I can't believe it's 4.
And this is SDCC 50.
SDCC 50th anniversary this year. So if you've ever wanted to come down, if you want to hang out with us, it don't matter. Come on down, and we're going to have a great time. It's going to be amazing.
Absolutely. We have a good time.
Every year.
Hopefully my phone won't get broken this year.
I hope it breaks in half.
Oh, I hate you so much.
So, thanks for tuning in, The Usual Podcast. If you have comments or questions, you can find us at theusualpodcast.com. Email us at theusualpodcast@gmail.com. And, of course, we are on Facebook, Google+, Pinterest, Instagram, Twitch, and the YouTubes. I am at DarthPops on Twitter, and Will is at IMOGriggs. Lots of ways to support the show. Please reach out to us. We have patreon.com/usual. Patreon.com/usual podcast, the best way to support the show. Give us $1 or $2 an episode. You get some extra stuff and trailer time and a bunch of other things we do on the side outside of the main show. Audibletrial.com/usual podcast. I just picked up the new Brandon Sanderson audiobook, which is called...
I saw you put a whole bunch of ratings on Goodreads about Sanderson.
Oh, I just logged back into Goodreads because somebody told me that I should, and I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot that
was a thing.
That existed. But... that's important.
I guess, was it Nick?
It
was, wasn't it?
Your replacement told me to get back on Goodreads. No. I just came back from a writing event, so it was like, oh, what's your thing on Goodreads? I was like, oh, right, Goodreads. It's called Skyward from Brandon Sanderson.
Cool.
And it's narrated by Susie Jackson. That's the audiobook, but audibletrial.com/usual podcast. Check that out. Get it free. Get that book free on us. Let us know what you think. And, of course, we have gear, teespring.com/store/usual podcast. And check out our support page on our website and all that stuff if you want to help us out.
There's a new George R.R. Martin book coming out next week or the week after. And it's the first in a duology on the history of House Targaryen. So,
yeah,
that one's going to be like a $40 audiobook. So pick that one up for free.
Well, the thing is, if you're into big epic fantasy and you don't want to pay $40 for an audiobook,
get it for free and get us some cash.
You're welcome.
Word.
So we're out of here.
We are. So, and also don't forget, you can give year-long to Extra Life and make sure those kids have a fun as well. Bam!
Well done, sir. Have a fun. And we'll see you all next week.
Peace.
Stupid. I knew you were going to say something dumb. You slid that in there. I'm proud of you.
You didn't know where I was going with that.
I knew, but I didn't know. But you're welcome.
Thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah.
Even you, Nick.
Well. Yeah, thanks, Nick. You're all right, All right, we are out of here. I have to go and help some kids do something. Oh, they're locking up. They're done. Damn it. Okay, dude, we'll talk about MoCon. Peace out, Nick. Have a good day. Night. It's 9 o'clock. Okay, bye. Oh, dude, text me later, too, about where you are at in NaNoWriMo. I'm going to pull a crazy all-nighter tonight, I think. Peace out, my friend.